Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. All right, it's day 8. It is day 8. We are in the building. It is the 12 days of Christmas. All right, y'all, we ain't got too much longer together, but I am so happy and thrilled that we are together today. And it's all about the red tape, right? It's all about the red tape. And yes, when you're crossing the finish line in 2025, there is normally red tape that you run through when you cross it, but that ain't the red tape I'm talking about. There's tons of red tape that you're going through, running through as you are on the journey to the finish line. So we're going to talk about that. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Dineen Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneur's Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, build a highly profitable business. And how do you do this? By building your courage, confidence, and competence to believe and accept, believe, and commit to what it is that God has called you to do. All right, so I need you to come on inside of the room. Let's have this conversation about the red tape. So when you are on your journey or on a race, you are experiencing or running through some form of red tape. And it's not just the red tape, like I said, across the finish line. There's other red tapes that you get to while you are running the race. All right, I see some people out there. Definitely drop your name in the chat. Let me know who you are so I can shout you out. And thank you so much for being here on this 8th day of Christmas. So when you are running your race, when it starts out and everybody is on the starting line, you see yourself in a pack of people and you're running. And the thing about being in the pack of people, hey cuz, how you doing? So happy to see you here this evening. You are running in a pack, right? A pack of people. And when you find yourself, hey sissy, when you find yourself running in the pack, there's some things that normally happen which I would consider red tape. There's definitely some comparison. You're looking to see who else is running with you. What are some of those commonalities, right? You're trying to see what's different about them, what's different about you, but you're running your race. And sometimes when you are comparing yourself, you can accidentally run in somebody else's lane. Now, we all know that if you are professionally running a race and you cross over into somebody else's lane, what's going to happen to you? You're going to be disqualified. You're going to get to the end of the race and I'm like, yeah, but back there, you stepped out of pocket. You moved over. You crossed over the line. You didn't stay in your lane, right? And that's a lesson all by itself. When it comes to running on that line with the pack, and you find yourself doing some form of comparison, right? You want to make sure that you're careful. It's okay to look. It's normal. It's okay to see what's there, what's possible, what someone else may be doing. The bad thing is for you to start trying to be like them, trying to imitate or emulate them. Now, don't get me wrong. In certain instances, you want to even do that. I don't necessarily believe in faking it until you make it. But if they're doing something that's helping them win or find success, it's okay to train yourself to be able to do it. But you want to make sure that you're doing it your way. Put it in the chat. I'm going to do it my way. Right. You need to do it your way because there's so many different ways to get to that finish line. But when you are comparing yourself with the pack, sometimes you cross over to somebody else's lane and you wind up being disqualifying yourself. Because here's the thing. Just think about it. When you're trying to emulate someone to be like them, at some point, somebody going to start asking you questions about why you doing what you're doing. How do you do this particular thing? And when you start to try to explain your why, your reason for doing it, it's going to hem you up. It's just like people trying to use or concepts that they really don't understand. When it gets to this is perfect. People using Chat GPT and teaching stuff. You can tell, I can tell when it's not their material. Or at the very least, I can tell when they haven't studied it. It's not fluid, and they can't answer questions after teaching it. It would be the same thing comparing yourself to someone else, emulating them, and then when you're asked your why or how or can you teach me, because that's the cue too. When you can't repeat it or you can't teach someone else, you don't have it, right? Full understanding has not taken place. And that red tape of comparison could get you in a whole lot of trouble, or trying to be a copycat. So put in the chat, I don't want to be a copycat. Put in the chat, I don't want to get, LaShawn is like, facts. You can tell. And you don't want to get caught up in that red tape while you're going on your journey. Again, I think it's okay to look. I think it's okay to learn from others. I don't think it's okay to try to become them. And be careful too at this. There are some people while you are on your journey that will want to be close to you because they want to imitate you. There's some people that want to help you or be a part of your team or in your space or your sphere because they want to be able to do the things that you're doing. So be mindful of all the things, because it can happen each way. You can want to be like somebody else, and then somebody else can sure enough want to be like you. And it can definitely come to a point where it can be hurtful or harmful to your progress if you're not paying attention. It's red tape. Just put it in the chat. All of that is red tape. Number 2, after you have cleared the pack in the race, right? Because you were running in the pack. There's a whole bunch of y'all heading in a direction. At some point, there will be separation. You want to separate yourself in a race, right? At some point, you want to leave some people behind. Some people going to be in front of you that you are hoping to catch up with and surpass. Some people alongside you, right? You get that, right? But at some point, there's some separation. And when you are separating yourself from the pack, this is when you actually start to gain your own identity. It's when you start trying to figure out or determine who is it that you want to be in this race, on this journey. How do you want to show up? What type of commitments do you want to make? Separation is for your good. Absolutely. But sometimes we don't always see separation as a good thing. Why? Because we like being around people. We like having a crowd. We like feeling the support. But what I'm trying to tell you is everybody that's around you don't support you. But when you get that separation and you start getting at your identity, identifying who you want to be. And here's the thing that sometimes we also get hung up on with the identity is sometimes we think we're not able to shift from that. You can always determine every day, moment by moment, determine who you want to be. Do you get that? I need you to let me know that you got what I'm saying. There is a period of separation. Absolutely. There's a period of separation. Everybody that started out on the race ain't going to remain with you. And they sure not going to be on your team, and they sure not going to pat you on the back, especially when you start separating yourself. And here's the red tape of some of the separation, which again, Gwen said something powerful. It's a good thing to separate. It's a good thing for you to pull in a particular direction, especially when you're moving closer and closer to your goal and you are determining that some of the things that's with you is no longer necessary. You don't need it. Even shedding clothes if necessary, right? Shedding some of the weight is a good thing when you're separating yourself, or that may cause you to be able to separate yourself even more. But I don't want you to see that separation as a bad thing. And sometimes people try to make you feel bad for the separation, right? Maybe because they didn't prepare themselves like you did. While you was out there training for the race, they was on the couch watching movies, Netflix and chill, bonbons. Do they still sell bonbons? But they was doing something that wasn't preparing them for the race. And because they weren't doing what they needed to do to prepare themselves for the race, when it got to a certain distance, space, speed, they started getting weak. They started fading out. And they try to make you feel bad because you're leaving them behind. But here's the thing. We all have our own separate race to run anyway. We may have started this thing together, but it didn't necessarily mean we was going to end together. It didn't necessarily mean that we was going to go even further or past a couple of miles together. And you got to condition yourself to be okay with that. Not that you want to end relationships. You don't want to end relationships, right? Not purposefully, but you sure enough don't want to hold on to something that's not good for you. You also don't want to feel bad for your growth and your progress because you are leaving people behind. Don't and please don't mistake me for not growing together, because I always tell you to invite people to what you're doing. Share what it is that you're up to, especially if you're learning and you're growing, because if you love your friends and you outgrow your friends, they won't be your friends for long. Do you get that? Because when you start outgrowing people, your conversation change. The things you like to do change. Like I was talking about when I first was added to the body. When I was first added to the body, I was still doing worldly things, right? I was still clubbing. I was still hanging out with my friends at the radio station. I was doing all these things. But as God transformed me, things inside the church became more attractive, from the people to the activities, all the things. But it took time in order for me to stop sneaking out the side door after the sermon was over, because that's what I would do. So I wouldn't have to interact with the people because they weren't my people. And I didn't jive with them. But at some point, the people that I was jiving with outside of the church, we didn't jive as much anymore. Why? Because there was a separation that was being created. Why? Because my mindset was changing. Why? Because my temperament was changing. Why? Because the activities that I used to do, I stopped doing, right? Every year, I made it my business to not just have a success goal, I also had a spiritual goal. And I think it's healthy for those of us who want to grow spiritually and career-wise in our success. Like, you can have multiple goals or facets or areas that you're striving to improve. And spiritually, I have goals every year. And hopefully you do too. So when I had the spiritual goal to stop fornicating, guess what? I was dating people when I was ready to date, but it was no extracurricular activities. I had a spiritual goal to stop drinking because I used to put it down. Now, it don't mean occasionally now that I'm more mature, I don't have a drink every now and again, but I used to drink every weekend to the point where I didn't feel good the next day. Now, I tried not to get sick, but I did enough drinking to where I knew it wasn't helpful, and it's definitely not what God would want me to do. So I had to make a shift there, a separation. And a lot of my friends, believe it or not, we just stopped drinking. We was like, I got to age 25. I was like, oh no, this for the birds. Because the recovery time by itself killed the whole weekend. And when Monday came, guess what we needed to do? Go back to work. So that separation is good depending on where you're going, how fast you're running, and ultimately whether or not it's helpful or not. The last thing, the last red tape is realizing and accepting that you're the one. Put it in the chat. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. When you get that you are the one, it's a lonely place. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. It's a lonely place, right? Because not only do you exude confidence, you also have a level of competency that others may not have and make them uncomfortable, which in turns make them shy away from you, make them not want to share space with you, right? Yes, you are the one. The separation will cause you to leave people who don't grow with you, absolutely. So when you start realizing that you're the one, you walk different, you talk different, your performance is different, there's different things about you that people can tell that you are the one. And when you get that you are the one, honey, it ain't no stopping you from crossing the finish line. And you have to deal with all of that loss and put in the chat, there's good loss. Put it in chat, there's good loss. when you can deal with all that loss from the separation and being the only person, because remember now you have surpassed the pack, right? You have now passed the phase of separation where you have separated yourself. It's still some people with you, it's some people in front of you, definitely people behind you. But when you get to the point where you're the one, like that you're leading in your thinking, in your acting, in your speaking, right? Think, speak, and act, because how you think affects the way you speak and ultimately the way you act. Put it in the chat. Think, speak, and act. Think, speak, and act. When you get to that point where you are leading the pack on how you think, speak, and act, and you're going towards that red tape that you want to cross, it's a lonely place, but that loss is a good loss. Sometimes it's not just people, but it's also the way that we process circumstances and situations. For some of us, the upset is so disturbing, right? That your friend or someone that you thought was your friend ultimately tried to stab you in the back, to slow you down, pretty much, right? To humble you. Because a lot of people, when you have confidence and you know that you're the one, they want to humble you. And it ain't even their job. That's not even their responsibility to worry about humbling you. But then they start working with other people to try to humble you. You do not have to worry about humbling people in your life. God will take care of that. But some people feel like if you are too confident, if you are reaching your goals, if you are successful, it's something about that looks to them like to them you don't have humility. I don't know what it is, why you people want you to shrink in front of them, but what I'm telling you is it's the red tape. Don't allow that to cause you to shrink, because you're getting close to the finish line. And unfortunately, when you are running a race and there's only one winner, you're going to have to cross it by yourself. And not all things you cross by yourself. But for this particular race I'm talking about, when the people around you you've separated from, or as a group of people, and you've done all the comparison and all the things that you have questioned about yourself, and now you have started to believe that you are the one to reach the goal, the one to make it happen, the one that it won't happen unless you make it happen, the one that you have worked for so long, and it's okay that you don't want to go because you're tired or you're exhausted. Whatever it is that your comrades or counterparts have decided in their mind, but you are not willing to stop. You are not willing to quit. You're not willing to let your dreams go. You're not willing to not figure out a way to make it happen. People are going to be angry with you. And all I'm saying is, it's okay. It's a good loss. Release them and let them go. And don't be mad at them. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I was talking to her. LaShawn, you're going to love this. We talked about a little bit about loyalty having an expiration date, right? Thank you, Tyrese. About loyalty having an expiration date. But I also talked to her about having someone in your corner that stands for you. And when I said, do you know what it looks like for someone to stand for you when you're not checking for them? I'm going to ask that question again. Do you know what it looks like for someone to stand while you're running the race, cheering for you, checking on you, holding your water, your towel, and everything, and you don't even know or recognize that they're standing for you? See, I have experienced that. I had someone in my life, her name is Penny. She is my committed listener. She's the person that I can pour myself out to, no judgment, no, not ever thrown in my face, none of that, right? I have a committed listener that I talk to every Monday at 11 o'clock a.m. And she is of a different nationality. She's not Black. Do you know that Penny was standing for me before I even acknowledged who she was? During the pandemic, and I don't know how it was for you, but it was a lonely place. I mean, to the point where I was doing free sessions like multiple times a week. I was just doing free sessions to talk to people, to help people deal with their loneliness or the upset and the breakdowns that they were going through. But Penny would reach out to me, and she did this like for years, to invite me to different gatherings, to check on me from time to time. And I mean, really, with really no response or no acknowledgement. Um, when we launched Southside Everywhere at the Southside Church of Christ, don't you know Penny was there? When I was looking for coaches for the 12 days of Christmas, don't you know Penny was there multiple years? Don't you know, like right now, and Penny and I met, I want to say back in 2014, 2015. Missy! Whoop, whoop! I want you to know that Penny was standing for me and with me before I ever knew she was that person in my corner. I can only hope and pray that when you stand for people, that's what it looks like. Or that you have someone in your life that stands for you that maybe you're not even really checking for, right? Not like that. You know that they're there, but you don't know that they're there. They're cheering for you, they check on you, they call you, they stand for you, for your success, for your dreams, for your hopes, for your aspirations. They push you. Sometimes they pull you. I ain't for the pulling, but they pull you, they push you, they do these things, they remind you of what you said that you was going to do by when you said you was going to do it. Like they are actually there for you. And they ask for nothing in return. They have no expectations. And get this, you or I was not that person for her. No reciprocity, not from me. But can you get that there are people watching you run this race that's standing for you? There's people that text me occasionally, out of the blue, just to tell me how I have impacted them. I don't even know how I did it. I'm like, really? Okay, thank you. Right? I'm just saying, you're running this race, and there's a lot of red tape. And I don't want you to find yourself, when people get wrapped up into something and they trying to like get it off but can't get it off. When you're running this race, I don't want you to get bogged down by that red tape of comparison, by mourning the loss because of the separation and dreading being the one. The one can be heavy and it can be scary because, again, you by yourself, you running the race, you leading the pack. You're going to bump up against people hating on you and wanting to humble you. And I get all of that. Someone sent me a video that was on Instagram, and it was a girl that had a whole bunch of different scriptures when she started thinking things that was not empowering her, whether it was the thought that why this always happened to me, or people always do this to me. Why am I always the person that have to be the bigger one? Like, it was a whole bunch of those different things. And she was like, when I start feeling like this, I read this. When I start saying this to myself, I read this scripture. And when I start feeling like that, and it was so good. Now don't get me wrong, Gwen. It was the challenges of gratitude, because at the time I didn't want to hear that. Right? But it's okay to be inspired and to have people that's standing for you, that's giving you the things that you need, even when you don't want it. even when you don't want to hear it, because later on you could come back to it and enjoy it and appreciate it. All right, y'all. So that's the red tape. Put inside the chat, I'm the one. Embrace being the one. Embrace being okay with the separation, even being in the pack. That's all part of the process of the red tape, or getting to the red tape to cross the finish line. But there's other red tapes that's happening along this journey, and it's all a part of it. I want you to fall in love with the process. Now, look, I don't know why nobody didn't grab this the first day, so I'm going to repurpose my first day gift of the Chop Wood and Carry Water book. I think it's amazing. And it talks about comparison and competition and building your own house. And I think that's a powerful one right there. Like, every day you're building your own house. Sometimes the way that we respond to stuff, we think we're getting back at people, when in actuality, everything that you do is a representation of you. Put that in the chat. Everything that I do is a representation of me. It's like drinking poison, trying to get back at somebody, and hoping that they're going to die. If you drinking poison, who dying? It ain't them. It's you. It's you. So trying to be hateful or get back at people and not allowing God to handle stuff. Like in Bible study last night, I was asking people what they were living into in 2026. One of the participants was talking about they want to really trust God more in 2026. They really want to be able to hand it over and live a life that don't have anxiety, right? There is something for someone to be able to know that there's things you're trying to do to harm them, to protect themselves, of course, but to not get back at you. What's the book called? Chop Wood and Carry Water. Hold on for a minute, Missy. Let me show you. Can y'all see this? This right here, I read it every year. I read it every year. It's just so amazing. I don't know. I think LaShawn said she hasn't even made it to the end yet. But I read it every single year. Every year. One of the chapters in here said nothing is a test. Nothing is a test. Another one is one eye for the journey. One eye for the journey. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Chop wood and carry water. I know what that is. Building your own house. That's number 2. That's the second thing. You are always building your own house. Y'all think y'all doing this stuff for other people, for people to be praising you. You working hard for yourself. You being a good person for yourself. You showing up to work on time for yourself. These say you're giving it 150% for yourself. You said, say it again. Don't kill me, Dineen. My son came in and wrote it. It is called Chop Wood and Carry Water. Chop wood and carry water. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a chapter in here talking about Diet Coke. And here's one. I'm just going to show this other book. I hope it's okay for me to show this. I don't know, because I don't want them to do nothing to my page, so I'm not going to show it. But it actually tells you what a journey looks like the path to mastery. And some of us think the path to mastery is going to be like this. But the path to mastery is not like that. The path to mastery is like this. It's like this. Then it's like this. And then it's like this. And it's like this. It is, she said, I have to reread it because it is so powerful. It makes me cry and be accountable. Yeah, it's a powerful thing. Maybe we should do this leading up to New Year. Maybe, we should get together. I know I've been wanting to do a group to get together for people that have this book. I sent this book to so many people years ago, but right now, if you can, I'm going to drop inside the chat because I done lost all types of focus here. Let me get this to the chat because I'm giving it away. So let me copy and paste this. Please hold for excellent customer service because I want you to have it. I want you to be able to get this book, read this book. It's a powerful, powerful, powerful thing. I can't say it more. I can't say it enough. Like if you don't have this book, I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why. Definitely being in this community. I sent it to so many people already, but it's called Chop Wood and Carry Water. It says how to fall in love with the process of becoming great. Now, how could you, even with that topic, how could you not want to read that? It is amazing. So I just dropped it. She said, I am down to do a group. We got to find some people then in the community that that has the book, that has it, so we can have a talk. If you're looking right now and you have this book and you want to be in a community with us to potentially do this in the new year, like soon as maybe we could do this in the Inner Circle Collective. Maybe that's what we can do. Maybe that is something that we can do in the Inner Circle Collective, and we could go chapter by chapter and talk about what it is that we got out of it. I think that would be powerful, and how we're going to apply the lessons that we learn, right? I think that would be good. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. If you would like to win the book for the 12 Days of Christmas, you have an opportunity to do that. Just go ahead and register. Okay, she said, yeah, Gwen was like, yes, your girl, chop wood and carry water is the bomb to the .com. When I tell you the stories in here will change your life, it will change your life. More than make you cry, it will definitely hold you accountable. It will give you some insights about crossing the finish line in 2025, the red tape, all the things, how to really enjoy the process of life and mastery. I think the young boy in this class, to be a samurai, he was training. I think that the training was like 10 years. Yes, she said lessons Inner Circle Collective. Okay, so in the Inner Circle Collective, this we doing this too. I want to say the beginning. I think we should do it in the beginning. If you don't have the book and you don't win the book, buy the book and then join the Inner Circle Collective. The Inner Circle Collective is going to be a monthly subscription, but it ain't expensive, y'all. You can do it. I'm telling you. The link is going to drop after Christmas. We'll be registering. The doors will be open January 1. We starting. We starting on January 1. So you don't want to miss that. But if you just want to have the book, you want to read the book, link is being dropped one more time. Go ahead and do that. If you want to be on the wait list for the Inner Circle Collective, a sacred, safe place for us to have these type of conversations about the red tape and crossing the finish line and the things that we're living into for 2026, what things we didn't do or wasn't able to accomplish or complete, and why, like really getting to the bottom of it. What happened? Where was the breakdown? What happened? And here's what we're doing here in the 12 Days of Christmas. Crossing the finish line in 2025 is the overall theme. We know that there's still time left. It's only the 17th. We got into what? The 30, is it 31 days in this month? We got into New Year's Eve to get across the finish line. So what's the problem? There's still time. Don't give up on whatever it is that you spoke into existence, that you gave your life to, that you gave your time to, that you've been working on. It's not too late. I went to my first workout class this morning, y'all, because it's not too late. It's not. Get back up. Get back on the wagon. It's okay to have struggles. It's okay for it to be difficult. 10 years of training. 10 years of training. I'm just saying. Don't hesitate. I want to take this time too to say happy anniversary to my husband. 20 years, y'all. We've been in the game for 20 years. 20 years. He's made it. No. I made it. I made it. That's what I made it, y'all. Y'all should be cheering that I made it. That I made it. But we made it together. So I'm just so happy. 20 years down, and hopefully 100 more to go, because I'm gonna make 100 with ease. So I'm living older than that. Hopefully he'll make it. Yay, happy anniversary. Thank you. It's not. I don't know what you said it's not to, but it's not, Missy. Whatever it is, it's not. But it's not too late. Hopefully that's what you were saying. It's not too late. It's not too late. So look, y'all, always happy to serve you. We're going to be here tomorrow, day 9. You don't want to miss it. Day 9, get back on the wagon. That's right. You can do this. You can do this. Absolutely, you can do this. And again, John Merriweather, happy anniversary again. Thank you so much. Cuz for the birthday wishes, sending love to you and the family. Happy holidays. So good to see you inside the chat. You as well, Missy. Missy, where you been, girl? Where you been? Come on back. Come on back to the fold. Come back to the community. Come teach. Come be in here. All right. So I love y'all. Looking forward to seeing y'all on tomorrow. 12 Days of Christmas. Day 8. Tomorrow is day 9. Chop wood, carry water. Let's cross the finish line. Let's go.